Dr. Henry Regis, a renowned geneticist, spent his final years secluded in an ancient, sprawling manor, consumed by secretive experiments. It was there, in rooms thick with the musty scent of old books and potent chemicals, that he finally succumbed to a mysterious illness, his body grotesquely deformed, forever altered by his relentless pursuits. The news of his death reached his only nephew, Thomas, a pragmatic young lawyer from the city, who had little interest in his uncle's macabre fascinations. Thomas traveled to the manor to settle the estate, feeling a mix of apprehension and duty. The mansion, cloaked in a perpetual fog, loomed ominously as he approached. Its interiors were a maze of shadowy corridors and rooms cluttered with bizarre apparatuses and vials of unidentifiable substances. In the study, where walls were lined with stacks of ancient tomes and unsettling anatomical sketches, Thomas found his uncle's journal. Flipping through its pages, he discovered the horrifying scope of Dr. Regis's experiments. His uncle believed he was on the brink of unlocking the secrets to perfecting the human body, documenting in gruesome detail the ways he had attempted to reconfigure the very essence of life itself. Unnerved yet intrigued, Thomas continued to delve deeper into his uncle's notes. He quickly realized that the villagers surrounding the estate spoke of his uncle in hushed, terrified whispers for good reason. Dr. Regis's experiments weren't confined to small-scale laboratory tests. They had been applied extensively on himself and covertly on unwitting subjects from the local population. As darkness fell on his second night at the manor, Thomas felt a peculiar itching sensation on his forearm. To his horror, he watched as tiny, vein-like tendrils slowly began to surface under his skin, writhing like worms trapped under a thin layer of ice. Panicking, he scoured his uncle's notes for any clues. He uncovered references to a Serum X, a concoction his uncle had heralded as a breakthrough, but with severe, unpredictable side effects. Desperate, Thomas searched for an antidote but found only incomplete formulas and cryptic warnings about the serum's irreversible integration into the genetic makeup of its host. As the tendrils grew, branching out and pulsating with each heartbeat, Thomas experienced an excruciating transformation. His body began to betray him, with his fingers elongating and joints painfully contorting. In the midst of agony, he managed to call Dr. Elsa Moreno, his friend and a fellow geneticist. Over the phone, he explained his condition and Dr. Regis's work. Elsa, both alarmed and fascinated, agreed to come immediately, her voice a soothing ember in the chilling transformation enveloping Thomas. Elsa arrived by the break of dawn, her presence a beacon of hope. She worked tirelessly, synthesizing an experimental counter-serum from the notes and samples in the lab. The process was delicate, the outcome uncertain. Thomas, now hardly recognizable, lay contorted on a makeshift bed, his body a canvas of grotesque living art. With each passing hour as Elsa labored to find a cure, Thomas drifted in and out of consciousness, haunted by visions of his body disintegrating into 1,000 sentient pieces, each one escaping his control. Finally, Elsa administered the counter-serum through an IV drip, her face a mask of focused concern. The reversal was agonizingly slow and not entirely successful. While the grotesque mutations receded, some alterations to Thomas's body became permanent, a cruel testament to Dr. Regis's hubris. With a body now partially alien to him, Thomas was forever changed. Yet, there remained a glimmer of hope. Elsa, documenting the aftermath and gathering all the research, proposed they use this new, tragic knowledge for good. Together, they could pioneer responsible genetics, finding remedies where Regis sought only domination over nature. As Thomas adjusted to his new reality, he reflected on the true cost of human ambition. His uncle had reached for the divine, only to fall into an abyss of monstrosity. Now, grounded by his ordeal, Thomas embraced a cautious path forward, guided by respect for life's complexities rather than a desire to conquer them. In every shadow of the manor, in every line of his altered form, lay a reminder of the thin line between breakthrough and madness.